So I wanted to create this quick video for all the salespeople and pre-sales people that I know and or sort of can relate to, because I spent most of my life, except for a 2-year period where I was an accountant, as a salesperson. Right, I was on full commission sales in high school, selling washers and dryers at Sears, right, the Kenmore brand, and GE, and all of those. Then I spent the better part of a decade being a pre-sales resource, and then another decade or so being a specialist, an overlay, whatever you want to call that, sort of taking on a technology and making sure it could take off. So that gives me a unique feel for the commission-based salesperson and also pre-salesperson. And I really wanted to do this video based off of something I put on LinkedIn, where I said, if you're any good at sales or pre-sales, you should be financially free in 10 years. And I thought I kind of needed to back that up. And I really, sort of hit me when I created that LinkedIn post based on those interviews of the various 20-somethings just crushing it in real estate. So I thought I would put together kind of a 4-step plan, what I meant by, or what I envisioned when I said, if you're good at sales or pre-sales, that you should be financially free in 10 years. So let's jump into that. The first thing is, I need to define what good is, right? What this means is you are consistently earning above your quota, right? Simply said, if your quota is 4 million, you're doing significantly more than that consistently. Because in sales, in pre-sales, the money doesn't really get good until you're over 100%, and for most plans, it's over 125%. So I'm talking to the folks that routinely get above those numbers, because they will give you exponentially more dollars to invest and save. So that's the first thing, right? If you're a salesperson and over a decade you average 75% achievement over that decade, you might want to look at doing something else, because it's hard. It's a hard job, and to only do 75% of your commission or your quota for 10 years running, that's tough, because your base is not all that great in most cases. So that's the first thing, right? So I'm talking to the folks that are, they're averaging over 100% for a decade. The next one is, we just need to be honest with ourselves, right? This money can get addicting, right? If you're doing north of 100% year in, year out, and you're getting those large commission checks monthly or quarterly, it's frankly easy to blow them, right? And I've admitted many times that I've blown my commission checks in the past, and I would be remiss if I didn't throw it out there, right? It's, your day job is your offense, and if you're exceeding 100%, you are very good at offense. However, if you have a weak defense and you spend the money like water and like it's nothing, and you don't treat that money with respect and save it, you're not winning, right? If you go score and then your defense sucks and someone else scores, you haven't done anything. Sure, you got a toy, maybe you got a nice Instagram post or whatever, but you don't have anything. So just realize that, congratulations for being very good at offense, which means making decent to very good money. But please know that you need to be on defense also, and that includes you and your significant others in your family, right? It doesn't matter if you have great offense and you're not spending, but if your significant other, husband, wife, aunt, uncle, mom, dad, whatever, if they're spending money like it's in a piggy bank that doesn't just magically fills up, you need to go have a conversation, right? If your husband's going out and buying a new truck all the time, or your wife's going out and buying new shoes or whatever, it's, stop that stuff. So that's the second one, right? Appreciate that you're very good at offense, but if your defense isn't equally strong, you're not going to get anywhere. The next one is how to invest, right? So you're already giving yourself a great opportunity to save and invest. You need to appreciate that the lion's share of your focus needs to be on your day job and getting that extra sale, because every extra sale in accelerator money is great money. So go get that, right? You need a side hustle or investment vehicle that is not time constraining. I would tell you your favorite metric needs to be return on time, right? What is something I could do that takes very, very little time and is very, very little risk. So in my world, that means you need to be able to conservatively finance, which again you can because you have, you have good offense and you have the money. You need to think buy and hold, right? You're not going to be trading, right? You're not going to be watching ins and outs of the market or whatever, or crypto or whatever it is, and have the time to to get in and out at the appropriate times. And the other thing you need to do is you need to buy assets that are clean, that don't need work, and you don't have the contractors and all the other trade-offs, because again, those are all time constraints and time issues. So in my world, that's why we create pride of ownership or turnkey pride of ownership rentals, because I know as somebody who routinely exceeded 100% when they were on commission or quota, that I should have been thinking about that and not spending all those extra hours and time trying to take something that was cheap and turn it into something. It took too much time. It was too many time delays. It was too risky. I wasted time that I could have either A, been sleeping, or B, working on the next presentation or demonstration or configuration or whatever. So just appreciate that. Seriously consider a turnkey model, right? That's already fully remodeled and ideally already leased. You don't want to have to buy an empty property, lease it. You should get one that's already leased and ready to go, in my opinion. And then the last one's a goal that I never quite did, honestly. I got close, but maybe some of you can. And that is, I would try to set up my life to live on my base, right? If you can live on your base as a salesperson and save every penny of your commission, that's pretty cool, because not only are you going to save your first 100% of your commission, or most of it, but then you're already ready to save everything else. You've sort of, that's a great defense. If you're a commission salesperson and you can live on your base and you don't let your lifestyle get out of control, you're set up for great things, right? So I think if you do these 4 things, I guess I should go back to the base question, right? And I admitted we never quite lived on my base, but we lived on about 110% or 120% of our base, or my base, which still meant most of the commission would go to savings, and all of the accelerated money would go to savings. So that's where we were. Again, I share that just to be honest, but I think there's lots of people that can live on their base if they especially newer salespeople and newer pre-sales people. If you don't let your lifestyle get out of control and buy that BMW 7 Series or that that second Tesla or whatever it is, I think you can get there. So in the end, there's 4 things that I think if you follow, understand, and appreciate, I think all salespeople and pre-sales people can be financially free if they're good at what they do. Let me know what you think. Ask questions, leave comments, and please subscribe.